Hello ladies and welcome back to It's Time for Tea. My name is Princess Nay and this is my femininity journey that I decided to share with you. Before I get started ladies, please follow me on Instagram at Call Me Princess Nay. You can follow my business page at The Indigo Woman. And ladies, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so then I can reach more feminine women across the globe. Okay, ladies, so now let's get started. Before I get started, I want to put out a little disclaimer. Although this video today is about dating mistakes that we have all made, this is a judge-free zone. And I don't want anyone to feel that my post is coming off judgmental. I just want you to recognize some of the dating mistakes so you make them no more and you can level up and become the feminine, high-value woman that you always dreamed to be. So today, ladies, I wanted to start with discussing male bashing. Male bashing can be spread over plenty of areas. I always inform you ladies why you should never parade online why you hate men, how they're always at fault for certain things, or bashing your own race as a feminine woman is very low value, mainly for us black women. To put out hate day in and day out about black men, when in reality, every black man is not the same, nor like any other man you have dated in the past. What I learned is what you put out is what you will attract. You never want to promote how you deserve certain things, but bashing your own race, and at the same time listening to popular YouTubers who only bash black women, thinking it's going to give you some kind of validation. It will never make sense and a complete turnoff. That is why, if you want to be treated by a black man a certain way, you have to level up and stop dating low-value black men. And stick by your standards and present yourself better with your head held up high and not even giving low-value men like that who are considered low value a chance to even approach you, because they come in all races in reality. So regardless if you go for black or whatever race you may go for, low value men are in all races and all cultures. Next, learn to date with purpose. Now, I am not the kind of lady that will tell you to go on multiple dates at once, because it has backfired on plenty of women. However, if you are dating, please only accept dates from men you allow to court you first by having plenty of phone calls, and then someone who's willing to go on a date with you and sit face to face and have real conversations so you can learn their facial expressions and how they feel about certain things, let alone where they'll probably be at in 5 or 10 years. This is where you can see how he responds to certain things and if he's just fitting for your future. You never want to date someone who may not be a good fit overall for even your existence, because that's just going to be eventually a waste of time. This will also help so you're dating someone who will even be good around your friends or your family, just someone you can generally connect to. It's a lot of men who will talk a good game of, what they'd like to become versus actually making it happen. And typically men who do that are just grown boys who just like to hear themselves talk. For me, ladies, I prefer someone who's kind of already established. I mean, I'm 29, so I can actually say those type of things because I am already established in my career about 85%. There are some more things I want to get done. But when you level up, you can date better men, and that's just what I've learned. I'm just not trying to sit around and wait, to build a man up, because I just don't recommend that for us feminine women. Overall, never allow a man to sell you a dream, because you'll just eventually end up wasting your time. Furthermore, another dating mistake you do not want to make is overthinking in the dating stage, let alone daydreaming about a man. The reason you shouldn't overthink is because, remember, this is just not your man, and you don't know who else he may be dating, let alone still involved with. Where a lot of women have made the mistake is becoming too emotionally involved with men who are not their man. There should be zero emotions until a man asks you face to face if you will be his. This is why I repeatedly tell you, ladies, of the importance of not becoming emotionally involved, because you'll overlook all the red flags thinking they aren't a big deal, when in reality, if it was happening with a man you weren't attracted to, you wouldn't even look his way if he made one mistake. Never settle, ladies, when it comes to a man. Also, ladies, I would be aware of your friends that you decide to be around who's always male bashing and talking down on a new man that you're being with and saying that, oh, all men are cheaters or all men are horrible. Those typically are women who suffer from, trauma and things such like that, and they want you to be miserable with them. Now, as I have said before, ladies, you do not have to rush towards sex. This is a major dating mistake that a lot of women have made. And men, but since we're talking about women, let's keep it on there. There are plenty of men who will wait if they see you as a wife. Having sex too fast will prove nothing, no matter what others try to promote. Most people who promote it on the first date or try to dictate, that's how they determine if they want to be with you, are people who are led by lust and easily controlled by sex, which is someone you don't want to be with. Men who do not allow sex to control them are men who are worth investing into. I see a lot of women following rapper baby mamas or toxic actors or sports players' relationships, and they see all the glamour by receiving materialistic things, and they think that's the type of relationship they want. When in reality, you have to be your own relationship goals versus glamorizing someone else. However, I want to touch on the fact of having self-happiness before anything. This is a huge dating mistake because I have personally made this and I had to stop myself in 2019. I remember not being happy in a lot of my relationships because I was not only dating guys who I knew I didn't want a relationship in the future with, but I just was dating guys who just had potential, and I just knew I just in the long run wasn't going to for me, when I'm not happy in my personal life, I can't give my full time, effort, or love to someone if I'm not happy. Let alone doing things that makes you happy. I know a lot of women look down on stay-at-home wives, but eventually that's just what I would like to become to a certain extent. Becoming a wife, living in a luxurious home with my husband, shopping and flying around the world and doing fun stuff with him is just what I aim to be in the long run. And if this is making sense, ladies, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel because I really appreciate it. However, all of that has to wait until my personal life gets to where I want it to be. Also remember, ladies, when it comes to dating, you should be open about your likes and dislikes. This is another huge dating mistake that a lot of women have made. For me, I'm not a camper, and I'm not really big on nature or the woods and stuff like that. But if my husband was, we would have to find some type of compromise. So then we both can be happy outside. I would do it for him to a certain extent out of love, but that's just because I love him. But if it's anything else that I'm just completely against, I'm just not going to settle for it just to be with a man. That's just not what I'm going to do. Also, another dating mistake that I have noticed is trying to press a man to introduce you to his family or introducing him to your family too soon. Introducing each other to each other's family at engagement is very important. But before that, it really doesn't make a difference because it's not going to stop the way a man is going to treat you. A man can literally introduce you to his mama, his grandma, his aunties, and still turn around and cheat on you with 10 different women. That's just how men are. Their auntie, grandma, mamas, and all those, they will lie and say they son love you and they have never met a girl that was as classy as you and all these type of things. It happens. And that's why I tell you, ladies, don't press for a man to introduce you to his family because it means in reality nothing. Don't introduce him to your family too soon because in reality, once you break up with them, your family's going to break up with him. So it really doesn't matter unless you are getting engaged today or tomorrow. Now, once you both become engaged, then that's when things will start heating up, and you have to blend families and get to know each other and such things like that. That's when things start really getting more serious, and that God has clearly sent you the man that's supposed to be in your life that isn't suffering from any past trauma or family trauma or bad relationships and things such like that. When you're dating, it should be just that, because remember, no matter how safe someone can make you feel, they are still a stranger, and they should not get to know you like that on a personal level unless it's beneficial to the point where you both are about to get married. I personally have never met a man who was completely open about his personal business. This is another dating mistake that a lot of women think, that a man should be open about his personal business, which is why they're open about theirs. you should just be dating. Like I keep saying, like that's all it should be. It's just dating. Also, when you're not as open about your personal business, this prevents men who probably got grown boy in them to judge you off anything. And they have nothing to judge you. They have no choice but to date you. That's just what it is. If you used to date low value men and you see that the low value men you used to date was either criminals or did white collar crimes, and you tell this new man, he would literally think how those men treat women and think he can treat you the same way, and you would just accept it because you accepted it before. Which is why I tell you, don't tell nothing about your past relationships, because some men really do have an agenda. Remember, ladies, you have to teach a man how to love you versus allowing him to create his own idea of what love is that's more beneficial to his needs. But overall, this would also help with remaining mysterious and alluring as a feminine woman in your femininity. Men love finding out new things about you versus you being an open book, which is normally why women do not get a second date or they don't get a call back. And that's another big, dating mistake, is just being too open. Regardless of what men say, they enjoy chasing women versus women chasing men, which is another dating mistake that a lot of women have made by promoting shooting your shot or walking up to men and stuff like that. Men in reality don't like that. And if a man does like that, he's typically in his feminine energy and he's looking for a woman to take care of him in a lot of areas. And yeah, we're just not doing that. Allowing a man to lead in love is one of the greatest decisions you could ever make. Last but not least, settling out of fear, which is a big, big, big dating mistake that women have made. I know we all want to live a luxurious, great life with our husbands. But the only way those truly do happen is if you stick by your standards. However, settling to be with a man you're not attracted to in any shape or form, or have no desire to be romantically involved with, can be one of the biggest mistakes you can make, which can affect you in the long run to make you either feel miserable for the rest of your life or eventually get you cheated on and left for another woman. If you simply just do not like somebody, that's okay. It's okay to move on to somebody else who's better. And before you even get married and stuff like that, I see a lot of women who date older men or just men who are just out of shape and nobody wants them and they're trying to use them. And once a man gets hip to that, it tends to flip on the woman. I'd rather only be with a man at this point I really genuinely want to love and be with and care for versus a man who has all this money in the bank and that can just give me materialistic things. I do not worship materialistic things. I need more. I'm just very big on happiness as a woman and as a wife and a future mother. But that is all for today, ladies. Remain classy and beautiful. Mwah.